Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Coffee with Consultants. My name is Linda Tobiasen, Early Childhood Mental Health Consultant for Starfish Academy.
And hi, I'm Mariana. I'm a mental health consultant with Easter Seals.
And we are here to bring you parenting tips and tricks in the time it takes to have a cup of coffee. May is Mental Health Awareness Month, so we thought we would talk to you about anxiety in children. We all know what anxiety it is, but what are the signs of anxiety in children? Oppositional behavior is one that comes to mind. Children being argumentative and defiant. And, all behaviors are a sign of communication. So what are our children trying to tell us? Can they be having anxiety? Inflexible thinking can be a way anxiety shows up in your child. Somatic concerns like stomach aches, and even perfectionism is really a form of anxiety.
Yeah, and on that note, Linda, I'm really glad you brought that up because I find most of the kiddos that I work with are under 6 years old, but I have worked with some older kiddos at the school district as well. And I tend to see ADHD and anxiety being very comorbid because of that perfectionistic quality. So sometimes, I don't know if you relate to this at all, but sometimes I find kiddos who are diagnosed with ADHD having this mentality that if it's not going to be perfect, I'm just not going to try. So that we see this manifest poorly at the academic level, teachers reporting that their children aren't paying attention or that they're goofing off or they're easily distracted or the tasks that they're choosing to do are not the ones that they're supposed to be doing. And often when I've worked with those children, I've asked them, why aren't you doing what you're supposed to be doing in class? It stemmed from that mentality of if I can't do it just right, I'm just not going to try at all. And I find that that tends to be a way that I've seen the anxiety be comorbid with the ADHD and kind of take a turn for the worse. But I think if you're aware of it, it can certainly help. And I think on a social level, there's tons of ways that the anxiety can manifest in a negative way as well, where you see children that want to engage in play but don't know how because they're socially anxious. Yeah, so those are just some of the ways that I've noticed it manifest, at least.
I agree 100%. There's so much, I guess, pressures on children these days. And really, we do have to pay attention to what their behaviors mean. And if we are aware of it, like you said, we can help them. So, we'd love to talk about some ways we can help children with their anxiety as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I think one way that I have self-reflected on lately is self-disclosing can even be helpful. Just kind of sharing, I've struggled with anxiety. Yes, I'm a grown-up, or even when I was a child, I had some anxiety. And these are the things that helped me. Some of the coping skills that I think work best for me are mindfulness, positive affirmations, taking deep breaths, square breathing is a great one. Linda, I know you have a couple ideas too.
Yeah, I mean, I think definitely teaching children at a young age breathing techniques helps because they can do that anywhere, anytime. They can do that in their home. They can do that at school. Also, teaching them how to self-regulate. And that really starts with the caregiver. Modeling to them self-regulation is really important. I love that you said positive affirmations. And, teaching your children how to challenge their thoughts, challenge that negative thought. If you're having a thought that you're not good enough or you're going to fail this test, depending on their age, challenge that thought. Okay, I did prepare for the test. Oh, my friends do like me. Teaching them at a young age to talk like that can really help them in the future.
Yeah, absolutely. I love all of that. I think that's all very valuable. And if you know Stephanie, she's our supervisor. She often references this quote. And I think it goes something like, sharing your calm, just being the calm in that room can mean so much. Even if you don't know what to say, just being a presence that your kiddo can rely on to help regulate their emotions can make all the difference. Yeah.
That's a really good point. We do also have some books to share that may help. A Little Spot of Anxiety is a great book, a story about calming your worries. This is a book you can read kind of on that preschool level. There's also a book for parents to help their children, and it's called From Worrier to Warrior by Dr. Dan Peters. And it really kind of talks about what we've been talking about today, different ways anxiety can show up in the child.
Yeah, that's great. I think social stories are a really awesome tool, not only to help gauge for anxiety and cope, but to kind of start the conversation. Sometimes, especially if you have a kiddo with anxiety, they may be overthinking the delivery of how they're going to tell you they're feeling that way. They may not even know that they're feeling that way. So starting with a story can be a great icebreaker. But on that note, we hope you enjoyed this. And if you have any questions or if you suspect your kiddo has anxiety, definitely meet with a professional and consult with someone that can help you. Also, you can contact the Florida Center at info@thefloridacenter.org and get some guidance from the Florida Center if you feel like that would be helpful to you. But I think that's it, unless you have anything else, Linda.
No, I think just stay aware of your child's behaviors. Behaviors are communication, and I think that's it. Thank you so much.
Yeah, awesome. Well, until next time, bye.